Right, well, 4 days to go until the early bird season ticket offer ends. How are sales going at the moment?
We've been really encouraged by sales to date. I think we're about 150 up on this time last year. Last year we had the Wembley player final as well. So, but even so, 150 up on this time. That's a reasonable amount of additional revenue to the club, and hopefully it's a reflection of 2 good seasons. Some encouraging early signs in terms of re-signing Steve Elliott and Russ Penn. I think hopefully some excitement too that there's going to be some good players coming in, and we can talk about that shortly. I think that the biggest thing is the substantial savings that can be made now by coming in and getting the early bird discount before end of play on Friday. Just looking at some figures earlier on, it's £100 saving on normal match day prices. Actually, as an adult in the inch print or as an adult on the terraces. So that is sort of 5 games free. Actually, I think on the terraces it works out about 7 games free. So I think that's a pretty decent offer, combined with some additional benefits which we put in now for season ticket holders. And I think against the backdrop, The Guardian, I read a couple of weeks ago, predicting that 1 in 7 season ticket holders across football generally would be not renewing their season tickets. So it would appear, with a week to go, that we've certainly bucked that trend. We're not losing season ticket holders. We put on 50 brand new ones as well. So it's really encouraging. And I just hope that the last week, which is traditionally the busiest for us, for obvious reasons, I hope the last week we'll see a real kick on. And if we can end up with a figure at the start of the season nearer 1,500 rather than 1,200, that would be a fantastic result for us. And I do moan about crowds, but actually we got a really great core base of 2,500 fans who come on a regular basis in rain or shine. And I think that we can turn more of those into season ticket holders, then work hard to get the casual supporters to come to more games and then make them season ticket holders. It's a long-term job, but I think we're moving in the right direction. The club's much more stable now financially, and I think whereas a lot of other clubs in League 1 and League 2, certainly League 2, are reducing budgets quite substantially by all accounts in terms of the number of players they're signing and the number of players they're releasing. Because we've been relatively successful, very successful actually, with our cup runs and with our financial management now, controlling expenses very, very well indeed. I think we're in a good position to give the manager a decent playing budget, and hopefully if we start well and gates sort of stay as high as we hope they to be, we can push on and bring more players in January.
Yeah, just that little jump up to 1,500, if you can make it, would that make a difference to the budget? Would that make much of a difference?
Well, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because ultimately, when we're doing our budget, we're assuming a figure for gate receipts across the whole of the season, which includes match day receipts, paying on the day, and season ticket holders. What it does is it gives us that comfort zone and having that money in the bank, if you like. And unlike in previous seasons where we've been crying out for or bringing forward the early bird discount to sort of May, and even before that, when we really, really needed the cash. Actually, we don't need the cash at this time for cash flow reasons. Our cash flow is very, very strong. And the good thing about that, is that we're not spending this money on clearing debts and from last season. Whereas additionally, we'd struggle to the end of the season, get the season ticket money in, clear last season, and almost start with a negative. Whereas at the moment now, where we are, the season ticket money will be used for the playing budget and for the coming season, not last season.
Yeah, now tell me about some of the other benefits of season ticket, FA Cup tickets, that sort of thing, priority.
Yeah, I've often felt that when you have a big game and season ticket holders can only get 1 ticket, they might want to bring a friend or a supporter who can't come to every game to that match and sit next to them. And I think if we can get those sort of people coming to the big games, that might sort of spin off and get people to come back to the regular games. So season ticket holders now will be able to apply for two tickets, whereas in the past, they might have had to come back and apply in the second tranche if a friend was perhaps, say, not a regular but had a stub. And I just think it's really key that we make sure that the season ticket holder remain the key stakeholder of the club, are the most valued ticket holder at the club. So that's one of the benefits. We've also got other benefits in about bringing a friend for a cheaper rate, a free pint of beer in the pub, in the club, discounts on hire fees and stuff like that. But the key one will be priority ticket allocation for big games, and we're very fortunate to have Tottenham and Everton. And how great to be a season ticket holder, knowing that your ticket is guaranteed. You can just go along and get it, and it's there, not have to scramble and queue and all that sort of stuff. So it's a big bonus, and I just want to make sure that whatever we do during the season, we never undervalue the season ticket and the benefits that gives to the holders.
Yeah, I think the team went 20 games unbeaten at home as well, so the home results were very strong last season. Some people are saying the season before was a bit more entertaining in terms of football, but what should be on the pitch? Because I've spoken to Terry, a lot of work's been done, and it's now getting ready for the new pre-season. Yeah,
it's a really interesting one. As you know, the pitch every year, and irrespective of whether it's Gloucester sharing with us or not, every year we take the top of the pitch off, we take the top area of subsoil off. So at the moment, if you look at it, it's just an area of soil and sand. So rest assured that when we start the season off, that pitch will absolutely look immaculate. It will look better than my lawn and anybody else's lawn. It will look fantastic. I think we were dealt a severe blow by the weather last year. That combined with a significant number of games, in additional games for Gloucester and Cheltenham in terms of cups, didn't help either. But I would say, actually, the jury's still out on the Gloucester groundshare because they do owe us money. They're well aware that they won't be kicking a ball on Warden Road until they've cleared all that debt. And also they've got to be paying money up front next year towards the deal. So I've also got half mind that they appear to be looking perhaps at other options at the moment too. So if we're not making any assumptions about them being here next season. The agreement's in place and we'll obviously honour it, provided they honour their side of it.
And if that doesn't happen, will that affect the budget?
Not really. I mean, there are clearly costs to having Gloucester there, and we have done actually. We've done an exercise where we tried to evaluate what the actual net gain of having Gloucester at Warden Road is. So there clearly are costs in terms of groundsmen. We have put a lot of additional resource into the pitch this season because of the weather and because of Gloucester, and arguably that may not have been needed had it just been the weather. But certainly in terms of nitrates and fertilisers and all the irrigation and spiking that goes on, that's been pretty heavy, and we have spent more than previously on that. So probably the margin, the markup or the profit, if you like, on the deal was not as great in the season just gone as perhaps it has been previously.